Well, welcome back to my seat by the fireplace. I'm working on my crazy quilt skirt again. And what I'm doing is I'm just couching down some tablecloth lace to add a bit of difference or just interest to the skirt. And I'm doing it over a number of pieces of scrap fabric that has been sewn down previously, and just laying it down. I'm using this skirt really to be able to hone my skills, learn new techniques, see what I like and what I don't like. As you can see, I have some coral roses that I put down first before I added the tablecloth, piece of cut up tablecloth lace. And I didn't like how the roses were looking, so I decided I wanted to create like a trellis, look like a trellis there, so I've been adding that. And what I'm going to do now is add the roses over top of the trellis and see how it looks. So here you can see there are the roses that I made, and I'm going to now try and add them over top of the trellis using different colors to see. So I'm going to change to this more coppery rust color, just again to add some interest, and I'm using 6 strands of this yarn to make some roses. And what I'm going to try and do is, I've seen on YouTube and Pinterest people making 3 bar roses, so instead of making 5 bars, you'll see me do it later on, I only make 3 to see how that looks. So here you see I've got the first bar in, and I'm putting the second. And now I'll put the third. And I can see as I'm reviewing this and doing the voiceover that I did it wrong, because you really shouldn't come up in the center. You should always come up on the sides. But I didn't. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to start weaving when I can get my needle out. And this is going to be simply an over, under, over, under. And what I found out very quickly is I didn't, well, first I caught my yarn there. Working on the trellis, you have to be careful you don't catch it. Is that once you get out farther, this probably works better for ribbon, but it doesn't work very well for yarn because it's not woven down enough. There's not enough bars there to catch the yarn as it comes over, and it lifts up and knots. And what I do to fix that is you'll see me tack it down just so that you get that rose looking effect. It's at this point that I realize that the yarn that's left unwoven or unsecured is too great, and that as I wear the skirt, that's going to catch on things and unravel. I do like the look of it, but it's just a little too loose. So now I'm going to go in and tack some of those arms down to make sure they stay down and don't come up when I'm wearing the skirt. So now I'm going to make a 5-bar rows, and here I'm doing it correctly in so much as I am coming up on the sides and going down to the middle. But there will be 5 instead of 3 bars. So there's number 3. And one more makes 5. And then I'm going to do the same thing, weaving in and out to make the rows. So this rows will hold together better. However, I like the unstructured look of the 3-pronged rows better, and it just looks more organic, I think, for me. This looks very structured. You can always see where the weave in and the weave out is. So I'm going to add, after I finish here, I'm going to add another coral rows in, but I'm going to use the 3-prong. So here again, there is the 3-prong rows, very organic, and there's the 5-prong rows, very structured. And I do like the look of the 3, even though I have to go back in and tack it. I do like it better. So I'm going to go in now and add some more roses.
I mean, come on, Deke. I mean, you heard him. This could be.
So now what I'm going to do is add some colonial knots in the center of the roses, using the same color as the rose, just to add a bit of definition. And again, a colonial knot is when you come up from underneath your work, you loop your thread over your needle, and then you wrap it around and you bring it back down again. Show you that one more time. And there's lots of videos on YouTube on how to do a colonial knot. But again, you come up from the bottom, your needle goes under it and around. Now what I've started to do here is to connect all of my roses with some greenery, and what I'm doing is a chain stitch where I come up, I go under the chain above, and I come back down. An open chain. I'm not quite sure what the legal name of it is, but I'm going to continue to do that and connect all of my roses. I'm doing is I'm adding some leaves to my chain, again to make it look like roses growing on a trellis. And here is the finished effect. So you have the different roses, little ones and rustic ones, and it's all placed on the lace overlay. I am very pleased with the effect. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you so much for spending some time with me.